did.
I apologize. That's a new feature.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry about that.
No, I think that's awesome. Anyway, so I guess we're going to group people together to have a longer segment on recipes for McCandless website. So Christine was great. It was awesome. The hummus she was very much a natural. And I guess Libby knows a little bit more information about it, but she would like everyone to do one so that we could group a bunch together so we can actually make it cohesive.
Mind if I elaborate on that, Dawn?
Sure. Oh, you're here. That's great. Sorry.
Yeah, the other Trish is not here yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I agree with what Libby was thinking too, because so many things, because we're so new to the town, I think what we need to establish it well enough that people look forward to it again and again, and not be one-offs. That's why we suggested that let's get a grouping of, like, even if we just had a series of 5, where we said, okay, this week is hummus, next week is Trish Clunan's mom making our scones, the week after is somebody else doing maybe something, Asian, Pacific Rim, just to get a nice variety. But we want to have it like a series established before we release it, just so it's not just thrown out there and then what happened to that. So I don't know if you guys agree with that kind of philosophy or not.
That's fine. I mean, I think, if then everything is prepared, and then we could just place it on the website, and, we could do one every week, and we have 5 already or 6 already done. So that's fine. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
So besides Christine, what else do we have? Other ones lined up?
I know I can talk my mom into doing something, but the hard part about that is just making sure she doesn't swear on camera. So you just have to.
Well, I think we should. I'll say this, even though it's COVID and people are home a little bit more than normal, Christine was great because the person I had was too busy work. So, I would like to have at least 3 or 4 people lined up so we can get them cemented in dates and get it taped and videotaped.
And,
so
and just in relation to the videotaping, I know I spoke with John, and he said that the town is actually investing in some better video equipment. I'm not sure when that's arriving or what our part of that might be, but these are the kind of things that we want to, take advantage of and use to our advantage, and make it professional, make it something that folks really, really want to look forward to.
No, I agree. So, I do think, though, we should establish, ask people who would like to be part of it, of the cooking show, whether, your mom, you. So we have like 5 or 6 people who are willing to do it, so we can actually at least organize times that we can actually get it done, because it's just not going to happen next week. So.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone would like to be in our group, if anyone would like to be part of the cooking show, please either tell me now or email me, and we can get you on schedule.
Hey, Dawn, I'll do it.
All right.
As you know, I have several Lebanese recipes I could do, like toum, some shish
You already did yours. You should do toum, and you owe me toum. That's all I have to say.
I have it sitting here ready to go for you.
You are a natural anyway. So, maybe we do another one for, maybe we do, you doing toum. So, all right, just text me what's a good time, your schedules, and I'm willing to videotape you.
Sounds good.
Okay.
How long should it last?
We can edit it a little. I would say we want to keep things probably 5 minutes.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
So, you kind of want to do, like I use sometimes for this sort of thing, like the PBS or WQED always did those cooking shows, and they always had the ones prepared in the oven,
Right.
already done, that kind of thing to keep it moving along. And also, if whoever's doing it, make sure you include a couple of stills, like for example, like a image that might have the actual ingredients that can be put on for a couple seconds on a video. That's really helpful for viewers to have that in front of them, like a little bit slower. Then instead of just saying a quarter cup of this, and throwing it all in, like we need to have the actual recipe written down as well. Is really important. So I would say just, if we all have neighbors that always bring something incredible to a potluck in the neighborhood, or friends, or, classmates, or something from your kids. Like, let's hit them up and say, you know what, you always brought that really good dish. Can you make it? Can I film you making it sometime? That sort of thing. So we need to
Right.
like.
But I put your thinking caps on, and it'd be great. I just think we need just to have multiple people who, for scheduling purposes, because life gets crazy and things happen. So if we can like get people who want to do it and come over their house, and so we can get it done. Okay. Moving on to, unless anyone has any questions, moving on to the AAC member seat. Who has the update on that? Trish, do you?
That might be Sandra. I don't know if we've gotten any applications. I know we're seeking members for several committees at this time. I'm not sure if it's a symptom of everybody's tired of Zoom meetings and they don't want to join in, and maybe we might need to refresh our recruitment come July is what I'm hoping. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead. But have we had any applicants?
No, I can speak to that. We haven't had any applicants since those initial 3 that we had some issues with that didn't work out. And John has since removed the deadline for those applications to be submitted. So it's an open-ended application for anybody to try. I've had a couple people coming in asking about what they can volunteer to do, and I give them all the different committees that are, that have openings. But as of now, I still haven't had anybody submit for AAC.
Okay, and I'm curious on that subject, have the other committees had applicants? I'm just thinking there's a pool of people, and I've seen in the EAC especially that there's often 3 to 4 applicants for one position. That, if they're willing to volunteer, there's really, no reason why, they can't shift their energy and their talents maybe in a different direction, maybe.
Right. And I think that that's a really good point. I mean, we've had several applicants for the Technology Advisory Committee, 2 for the Personnel Committee thus far. And I think none for the Heritage Center as of yet. I'm trying to think of the other one that's open. But what I think could be really cool, and it just dawned on me right now to suggest this, but for the individuals who may be interested in the Technology Advisory Committee, it might be interesting to suggest to one of those individuals who's not chosen for that particular seat that they might be interested in Activities Advisory Committee. But I think that we would have to have there would have to be a very precise way to explain to them how they could be helpful, because obviously their interest would be technology based. But if we could have something to share with them that might entice them to come to the Activities Committee, that might be nice.
Yeah, if someone has that experience and talent in the application of technology, that would be a perfect fit.
Right.
And also, quick question, when are we able to meet in person for this committee?
It's July, we can start, right? That was on my list of things.
Yeah,
to bring up.
July. It would be July because we are beginning to, our first meeting, hybrid, we're calling it hybrid because people are having the option to choose in person or they can still attend via Zoom. On June 14th will be our first town council meeting that'll have that technology applied to it. And then I would assume on, the first meeting of July, our very next meeting, that we could work that out because we have all the equipment set up.
But I also agree with Trish. I mean, people are very sick of Zoom meetings.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, I've seen people out and about so much more and there's a energy to being outside and with other people right now. And I hope that carries over to things that we want to accomplish with the town as well.
So you're next, Trish, up at the virtual garden party. How's that?
Yeah.
going?
I was a little delayed and I'll be honest, it seemed like we didn't get as many submissions as I was hoping for. So what I started doing, and I'm hoping to have this, at least something for you by even tomorrow, hitting up my Facebook friends that take pictures of their flowers in their yard. If they live in McCandless, I'm like, hey, can I get this on? Can I use this? Yeah, sure. I don't care if you use it, that kind of thing. So that's what I've been doing. And if anybody else has some last minute submissions, send them over to me.
I have tons.
Please, yeah, just head outside tomorrow morning and snap some pictures and send them over. That'd be great.
I will.
But we did get, Mrs. Lavelle at the NA orchestra teacher did give me, I think, 5 different pieces to use from this year's spring concert. So we have plenty of music to work with, which is awesome. I'm very excited to report that.
Okay, so we are moving on to Star, Stripes, and Bingo.
Yes, we are all set for July 1st. Sandra, do you have any idea how many people have registered so far?
I can check that if you want to
Yeah,
keep
sorry, I should have.
going. No,
messaged
that's
you
okay.
earlier.
I can just check I can just check this real quick. If you want to keep going, I can
Yes.
let you know.
We have at least one guest call. First of all, this time the invitation did go in the McMail, so I was happy that it made it this time. And we have Matt Shipley, Christine's husband, who is a retired Navy SEAL, is going to be a guest caller for us. And I know she also was reaching out to Terry's husband, Pat, who is also retired military. So we're going to try and have 2 guest callers. I want to make sure, last time we ended up broadcasting from that smaller room. So I want to make sure that the bigger room's available. I think we were all more comfortable in there. We didn't get we were too close together in that room with the sound and stuff. So Trisha, if you could make sure that July 1st, that's okay for us, that would be great. And Trish, do you know how many prize cards, how many gift cards we have left? You're muted, hon. You're muted. Yeah.
Sorry, my dogs were barking. Definitely less than 10. So
Okay.
we probably need to, again, I remind everybody, don't hesitate. We don't have to ask a restaurant for a restaurant card. We can ask our accountant, our dentist, or anything else to give us money so that we can buy the restaurant card.
Right.
So
Right.
just remember, don't hesitate asking folks that aren't the actual owner of the gift card.
Mhm.
Lots of people can help support us.
Just an update, we have 67 submissions. This is actually one of the larger bingos that we've ever held. Probably right up there with our first one. So it's gotten a
I
lot of
think
attention.
we maxed out the second one. Didn't we have over 100 the one time?
Oh, is it the second one I'm thinking about? I know that early
Yeah.
on, we
Yeah.
had a lot of people
Yeah.
interested. And then it kind of,
That's good. And I mean, we still have plenty of, we still have a couple of weeks yet. So
right.
that's
Does
actually not
anybody-
bad because you're starting to get into vacation time and stuff. So I think that's good.
Right. Does anybody have any feelings about whether or not the bingos are going to go in person? I just thought that was something that we should discuss because of the lessening of the restrictions.
Yeah, I'd be okay doing one in person come, like, because we've been kind of doing one a quarter or so, so the fall one, hopefully we can do something, in person. We'd have to think about where a location, I guess, that we could do that. Because the township building doesn't really have any room that would be, if we had 60 people or something, we would need more.
Yeah, do you think we'd get 60? I don't know that we get 60 to show, but then,
Mhm.
it goes back to, 8C, where what meeting spaces do we have in this town?
Right,
They're
right.
very limited unless you pay a lot of money and hire their catering.
Mhm.
So-
Trisha, I hate to ask you this since you're muted right now, but do you know what the capacity is for the Powers Room by any chance?
No, but I'm in town hall, so give me 2 seconds and I can tell you.
Okay. Because it could be, I mean, not that we would want to plan on using the Powers Room because you never know how many people you're going to get, but if it's 60, if it's at least 60, it's a possibility.
That would work. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it, especially if there are no social distancing restrictions, if we had people
Right.
at like long tables, but I
Long
guess,
tables, right.
who knows? But that is, to my knowledge, the largest place that we have in the town hall, obviously, to have something.
Okay.
And just also another thought, it would be great maybe if we could have them at the fire stations. Maybe they would be willing to, volunteer their space. So that people would see their space and maybe they would use their space for other events and such.
That's not a bad idea, Dawn. That's a good idea to check into that.
Would you be able to call them and see what their capacity are, if they're even?
Yes, because
Somebody or-
yes. So I will actually know the Chief Peebles. I will start with him first.
Okay.
I
Thanks,
think that's
Dawn.
a great way. And then maybe that's how we showcase their birthday parties or showers or whatever. So,
Right.
okay. Love to do it. Are we on National Night Out? Who is taking Trish? Is that you?
That's probably Trisha.
Trisha.
Hi. Yes,
Sorry.
National Night Out will be August 3rd. We're throwing around times, probably 5 to 8 or 6 to 9. The police department is spearheading the night. We are trying to get police, fire, ambulance, other related agencies. So for instance, they're even looking at the Game Commission because often they're called for animals, etc. There's plans to have food, whether it's hot dogs on the grill or food trucks. We haven't committed to either yet. Also, on giveaways and things like that. The intention we just have them starting out giving calls to people to try to get people in. There's going to be a DJ. They've contacted one of the local radio stations to have music and announcing from their booth. It'll be here at Town Hall. And in the past, when I've participated in events like this, they pretty much set up display areas with vehicles, and they're getting some kind of SWAT car for people to tour and to see. But it's one of those things that if you have ideas and want to volunteer, we're happy to have the help.
I think if we're available, I would love to, this committee, serving as point people or volunteers, if there's a table that needs to distribute information or crowd control or anything like that. Because I think this is a great way to, any chance we can, as the activity advisory committee, get people like realizing that we exist is great. But I guess, Trish, my question to you, are you the point person on this at the town level, or is Chief Hawk, or?
Hawk and Lieutenant, I don't know if it's Lieutenant Basil or Guzzo that's spearheading it downstairs. The intern that we have, he's doing some phone calling and things to that nature. So any information or, I mean, absolutely, we should have a town table. We can arrange for that to be included. But yeah, that's great because especially with us needing volunteers and things like that going into the fall.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe we could even set up a volunteer sign-up table, you know, that even gives out some kind of prepackaged snack or something like that.
Absolutely.
I also want to make a suggestion. It just also occurred to me as we were sitting here that in the vein of sort of like advertising the committee itself, it may be helpful, especially for this committee, because what we're looking for as volunteers is to do something as simple as making t-shirts that say activities advisory committee, you know, volunteer or member or something like that, so that people know that we exist. And when we're out and about at activities, you know, maybe somebody's come up to us and ask us what we do, or, you know, what's this all about? When we have pictures taken of us that are going to end up on Instagram or Facebook, which is the way that information gets shared now, people will recognize that there are individuals who are dedicated to the activities, you know, endeavor at McCandless. So, and it's a cheap way to advertise, but you know, it might be helpful for us if we all look the same, or, you know, have some sort of a similarity when we're out and about at these activities, like the National Night Out. So it's just a suggestion that I just, you know, thought about.
Love it.
I
Get them-
think that's a great idea. And, you know, I would love for you to email me if you need, say you need volunteers. I mean, we do have 20 volunteers, you know, for our committee. And I'd be willing to email them and say, hey, this is what we need for the National Night Out.
So would
So-
you like specific roles, Dawn? Do you think if Chief Hawk could provide you with specific roles, that might help with your,
Volunteers. And, hey, this is what we need. This is what we have, what, 23 volunteers or something like that. Don't quote me for the exact amount, but then I would say, hey, this is our need. This is the date. This is what's available to help McCandless to make this night special. Would you be willing to volunteer? And I think they need something to, you know, I'm giving them opportunity to volunteer, even it's something that they might not think about volunteering, but they want to be involved in the township. So if you need volunteers and bodies, please just be specific so I could send an email out to everybody.
I have a question, if that's all right. You said this is going to be at the town hall in the evening. I know the Heritage Center generally is not open in the evenings unless they're hosting a program, but they do have some old auxiliary police uniforms and some old town police equipment and things like that. Not a lot, but they have a few items. Would you like me to see if maybe we could get a couple of volunteers that would be willing to have that open that night? Do you think people would head up there?
I think we plan on using that as parking.
Okay. Okay, so
So-
I can check and see if we can get the volunteers.
Okay, great. Well, Sandy, if you want to forward James's contact information and excuse me, Ryan's, we can work out whether or not the volunteers, what the needs are volunteer wise. Because I know there's going to be some parking direction that's going to be needed, set up and clean up, things like that.
I'm sorry, Tricia, what was the first part of you wanted me to talk to Ryan, the Chief Hawk?
Can you get Dawn's contact information to
Okay.
Ian and to James?
Yep.
Yeah,
Have
like
y'all
if
anticipated?
Chief Hawk could just say, we need traffic control, 3 people. You know, man this table, 2 people, that kind of thing would really be helpful.
Okay, we will do.
And I like the idea that Amy had of opening the Heritage Center. I know I often hear from folks in the town, what is that building? I've never been in there. So any chance we can get to, get our citizens and our residents more informed is great. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Okay, now we're on to new business. So discussion of 2021 projects and activity ideas.
I'm gonna just, do you mind if I start, Dawn, with?
No, I mean, right. I mean, you do have the forms that people submitted, so you should run with it.
Just the two that I sent out, I think about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. One being the tennis clinic, and that was proposed by our junior council person Raj Gind. And I feel like he's got a pretty good handle on things, but really what he would need is kind of the adult in the background, just saying, yes, that's okay, or you need to ask this person first. And I'm not sure if I don't know if there's anyone on this committee. You don't need to know how to play tennis to be the helper on this, or or even be athletic or anything like that. Raj is really capable of really getting things done. He's really impressed me so far. So I'm just wondering if there is anyone on the committee who might be interested in helping Raj with the tennis clinic.
Do you know what dates those are? Dates?
I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. Let me just check here.
If you
Did have a date.
email, I have to say, I have 2 adult children who were now, and so they've played tennis, so they would probably would help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, help organize. They help clinics. We used to do clinics in Pittsburgh. They used to actually do clinics for in the city parks, just for their volunteer hours. So they wouldn't step on his toes, but they have done this in the past. I'm volunteering my 2 children. So if you see the dates, they would like to help, I'm sure.
So he proposed mid-July through early August.
Okay.
So it's pretty flexible at this point.
Okay.
So he does have some helpers, but I would like to have, Dawn, are you willing to be that point person for this, to be the liaison between the town to the project is really what I'm looking for here. I appreciate that we can get your kids, and I love to have someone experienced helping, because I don't know anything about tennis.
I don't want to get involved too much, but at North Catholic, and at Eden Christian, they did 100 hours of this. So they actually put clinics together.
Mm-hmm. Right.
for disadvantaged children in the city. So, this is what they did. So, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. If someone else wants to do it, that's great. If no one else will step up, I will do that, because it's not that difficult to do, really. No one else wants to do it. Going once, going twice. Okay, I'll do it. I'll be a liaison for that.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome. All right. What else besides the tennis?
And the other one, which was, it wasn't submitted as a full form. It was some other members on council saw that an event that went well in Richland Township and said, we need to do this. Let's bring this in front of the activities committee. So, it's called Junk in the Trunk, which is kind of like it's not like a full-fledged flea market. It kind of leaves it's so that you don't have your regular flea market kind of folks who are setting up 6 different tables and stuff like that. You know, you're literally bringing what your vehicle can carry. And if you want to set a table next to your car, you can. That's it. That's all you're allowed. So
So
I
no
don't-
furnitures, no desks. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I mean, we've all been to some flea markets. I used to go up in Pymatooning, and you could get anything from rabbits to puppies to actual firearms that they'd sell to 13-year-olds. So it was always fun. But if anybody is interested in finding out what Richland Township did, it never hurts to stop thinking we need to create, reinvent the wheel or whatever. There's plenty of folks and communities very nearby, and they're typically very willing to share, their do's and don'ts with people. So right now, what I'm asking is who on the committee would be, if this is something the committee wants to spearhead, number one, and if so, then who might be interested in chairing something like this? I don't know if we need a vote on a yay or nay to move forward on it first.
I'm going to say that I think we should at least give it a shot. I'm saying, we have very limited activities. I think we should give it a shot. I think we have to start somewhere. And I think bringing people's junk to their car, if that's what people want to do, I think we should at least give it a shot. So I'm saying a yay vote.
I'll do a yay. Are you wanting to do it on like a Saturday?
I
Chris?
think something like this would be like a Saturday morning kind of event. I'm thinking, there are coffee breakfast trucks kind of thing that you can invite to come over. There's been one coming to McCandless Pool lately on Thursdays. But maybe they'd be going to do an early, typically this is like an early Saturday, usually sort of event.
And where are you wanting to do it? What area?
Well, again, our only is town hall, the parking lot there. That's all we really.
That's not great.
And I'm afraid, like Saturdays, to be honest, like the parking lot beside the Heritage Center is going to be typically very, very full with soccer families.
Right. Soccer, baseball, softball, picnic.
Are we allowed at the North Park pool area?
We have to get a permit for the Harmer Shelter. They only give 1 permit a day up there. And any event that goes on up there, we need to pay for county sheriffs to be there. We can't use our police force. We have to have the county police there. And we'd also need to plan for things like porta johns and things like that. And I'm not sure if that's how far we want to go with this round 1.
I would say no, keep it simple, just maybe 1 hour, 2 hours.
Like an hour, the vendors can come at 8. It starts open to the public at 9, over at 11, very.
Well, that's still
Right.
from
Trish, can I ask you what season you were thinking of doing this in? Because I want to mention that spring and summer are like, the garage sale. Everyone's having a garage sale. Would it make more sense to do this in September or even October? Sometimes people are out of that whole garage sale scene, but they're looking to go thrifting. I know that sometimes if there's a good sale or an estate sale or something in early October or late September, I'm like, oh, there's nothing else to do this weekend,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm not beholden to any time, season or month or anything like that. I'm just I'm just sharing what was requested of proposed to me by some others. And I just told them I would bring it up to you.
Trish, another location to potentially consider if people were going to stay for the whole event, because this is what we run into with the car cruise, is McCandless Drive over here behind the DPW shed, the road that runs between Brazier and Grubbs. We've talked a couple times about doing the car cruise along that road, but it's not wide enough. So I'm not sure. And plus we're told that people come and go so often it would cause kind of a congestion nightmare. But for something like this, where people are gonna set up and be there until people are done coming, it might be, because they could park up town hall and walk over
Mhm.
on this. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a potential opportunity in the fall, maybe.
I think, yeah, I think that would be cool. I think that would be a neat use of that space too. Just, I'd love to see more use of the town hall. It gets used well by soccer, baseball, softball and the grounds there, but I think there's still a lot of our town residents that don't get the benefit of the grounds around town hall and the space there.
How about North Park Church?
It would probably end up being their project then, but if we could do it a joint project, if that's would work, I don't know. That's,
Yeah, I used to attend there, so I know a lot of people there. I could
Yeah.
find out from one of the elders.
mm-hmm. I mean, it's because it is such a close location to us, to the town and everything.
That's it. Would you
Just
want,
a-
would you want me to ask, or would you not want to even consider it?
That's up to the committee here.
What's everybody think? North Park Church, yay or nay?
I
Any-
would say yay,
Say yay.
Yeah,
yay.
I mean, that's a great parking lot. And
Yeah.
like you say, it's close by.
So yeah, 2 yeses, 3 yeses, okay.
And they may have the availability on Saturdays.
Right, on a Saturday morning, yeah, they may not have a lot going on, right?
I'll find out. I know they do in August, they do a chili cook-off, so, but I'll find out if it could even be a possibility. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'll help with that I'll definitely help with it. So
Awesome.
that's an
Yeah, I
easy.
think that
an
maybe
easy
we
do.
need to continue talking, because I agree that this may not, I think we missed our spring window for this. It's probably a spring, fall, not a summer type of event, in my opinion. So looking toward the fall for something like this would make sense.
And plus, in spring, people still weren't wanting to get out with the COVID issue. So I think fall's
Mhm. Right.
okay.
Okay. Are any other activity ideas, any other forms that came in? Sandra, Trish, nothing? Okay. So we are going to subcommittees, fitness courts.
So Sandra shared a little bit that UPMC is holding an event July 17th.
Right.
Love to still, continue thinking about what the town might be able to do. I'm still trying to get Alice, she's a little bit busy with things, but hopefully we can get something together, maybe starting this summer with some more planning for just general fitness recreation type events, using the fitness court as the home base for that.
I didn't look at that closely though. Is the one that UPMC that they're doing their Center for Rehab Services? Did it sound like, looking at the flyer, that's like just a one-time deal, or is that something they're going to do periodically, or don't we know?
I thought I don't know, maybe Sandra knows better, but I understood it as a one-time.
One
deal.
time.
I think it is a one-time thing. Let me see if I can screen share the flyer, if that would be helpful. I don't know if everybody's had. Okay, not finding it right now. Sorry about that.
I have to say I'm happy that UPMC is stepping up with some of their professionals for this. It was a big investment on their part as well, and they've got the in-house talent to get this going. So unfortunately, I will not be able to attend myself. I'll be out of state for my father-in-law's birthday, but hopefully, I don't know if anybody else can put it on their calendar and report back to us how that goes. That would be great if someone could commit to that morning to join
Yeah,
that.
we leave for Deep Creek that day, so I'm out too. But they are asking.
What
for
was the
RSVPs,
date again?
so it's
Excuse
like,
me.
July 17th.
July 17th.
Yeah, if I'm, I might be around. I'll check my calendar.
That would be great, Deb. You could share.
And
what
did
they
you
do.
send the flyer out by any chance, Sandra, or?
I sent it to the members of the committee. I did not
I'll
send it.
forward it over to you now, Deb.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, because they're asking for RSVPs also, so.
If you send it to me, I'll get it posted at the library as well.
Okay, so can everybody see this?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry it took me a minute. I thought I had it. So,
8 to 10.
Oh, it looks good. Oh, that's neat.
yeah, this is sent to me by John Bojarski. I wasn't really involved in this. The planning of this, and I'm not quite sure, I apologize. I don't know who was actually. But yeah, it's to be a good event.
Mhm.
And it'll be interesting to see how many people attend. And that way it might help us gauge interest.
I know a lot of people are, they're using the court, like they'll run from North Park, they'll have a run and then they'll come over and, do a little strength workout. I've heard people talking about that, but I can share this with the triathlon group too on Facebook, if that's okay. If you send it over to me, I can post it.
I just
So I think it's going to be on our Facebook. If it hasn't been put up already by John, he and I kind of tag team the Facebook page, but and it'll also be able to be shared from our Facebook, which will, give us extra visibility in the town, which is always a good thing. So,
Yeah, because there's a trail runners group too that might be interested.
okay.
It looks like a good event,
Mhm.
worthwhile.
Are
especially
we
for
still
them.
looking for people to run things there? Or
Yes.
okay. I might know someone. I'll talk to her and get back to you.
That would be great. And we've
Is-
spoken as a town that, at first the intent of the fitness court was, the folks were hoping that personal trainers, et cetera, would just be willing to do training sessions for free in the hope that they would get a client base. But, we can use some resources and actually pay professionals, if they are professionals, to help lead some of these courses. So if you know of somebody, we're not, asking them to do a series of 10 classes for free. Just
Would they be able to use the space and charge themselves?
That's something we might need to bring, maybe Trisha and Bob, we might have to talk more if they want to propose something. But typically I know that other communities like Ross and Hampton and et cetera, they have a lot of classes where the individual gets paid, but the payment for the class goes to the town, to the municipality, and then the individual is paid by the hour out of that, not.
Yeah, North Park does that. Like if you go to a yoga class that they have scheduled, they're
Right.
employed, they paid through the county.
Yeah, and that's probably just for insurance purposes, et cetera. I'm guessing, Trisha, that's probably the way that would be preferred.
But since it's like open to the public, there's no restriction that if a personal trainer said, meet me at the fitness court, you could just meet there, so.
Right, but anyone coming under the guise
The
of
town,
the town
yeah.
of McCandless would probably need to sign a waiver.
Exactly.
So
But there could be yoga classes and things. You could have one down at Devlin Park, at the little shelter there in the open. That would be something else to think about if you're looking at ideas for outdoor fitness.
Yep. Yeah, if you know of anyone, if you do know someone, Kelly, please, put them in touch with me and I can, set up something between myself, Trisha and Bob, and we can talk more about it.
Yeah, I have a friend too that's a personal trainer at LA Fitness, I think, and she might be able to do it. Kathy Suction.
Okay,
So I'll put her in touch with you, Trish.
please do.
Look for
Thank
that
you.
name. Mhm.
Okay, I think if that's all, that closes the fitness court discussion.
Is Donna out of it? She was involved for a while.
Donna, said that she doesn't have time.
Yeah, she's pretty busy. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Can't hear you, Dawn. Okay.
You all saw my dog whining. Anyway, barking out the window. Sorry. Again, volunteer needs. I mean, even if it's a small need, please contact me. I will contact the volunteer base, because we really, once they start getting involved in our township, they're going to want to be involved more. Okay, it's just, so we do have a few things going on. Please contact me with details that, hey, I could share with the volunteers that maybe they would like to participate in. So everyone has my number, text, email. Please, I will send that right out to our volunteer base.
Yeah.
Meeting spaces. We need someone to really actually get this done, because we, as all taxpayers, we actually had this great report done. And since we don't have a community center, we really have to rely on other community spaces. So we really need someone to step up and start contacting spaces so people could actually start their lives, showers, birthdays, retirement parties, whatever it is, meetings. I really think that we could actually help our community by doing something like this.
Well, I think we have that as part of the implementable plan. It was already, I mean, there's a base
Right.
there that somebody could use. Because
Right.
they did that research already and have a
Calling-
list.
Well, there's a list, but calling, having a number down, the contact person, and how many people. We want to make it easy for them. So how the occupancy rate, cost of the rooms, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, because there's a lot, like other things that I had on my initial spreadsheet that we were working on before included things like, is it fully accessible?
Right. Right.
Is alcohol allowed?
Yes.
These are things that people, if you're having a retirement party, these are the questions you need to know. In addition
Insurance.
to insurance
If
required.
you're a nonprofit, sometimes I know I just went through this with a group and we weren't a nonprofit, and like people just don't even want to talk to you,
Mhm.
because you don't have insurance or anything. You're just kind of a small group.
Right.
There's not much going on in availability. And Amy, didn't the library have something already started too? As I recall from when we worked on the implementable plan.
We had years and years and years ago, we had a directory that was maintained. I know how long ago it was because it was mostly on a typewriter, but I think they did update it at one point to a word processor. But I had actually shared that the most recent one we had, which again was, probably 15 plus years old. And I had shared that with Jen when she was starting on that in Chakra. So I could find that again and share that out with whoever's going to work on it. But
I mean, even if,
like I said, a lot of it was out of date, but it's a place to start between that and the plan.
And
I mean, I know it's something that we don't really think about, but maybe even an intern. maybe a college kid. I mean, maybe the committee, I hate to say this, pay someone like a college kid to do the work. I
No,
mean,
there's nothing wrong with paying somebody to do it, you know,
I-
an
well,
intern.
wait a minute, but we're activities. I mean, I prefer if we didn't, but maybe that's what we have to consider doing, because it is grunt work and it's busy work, but you know, at least it would give, you know, some job experience to someone.
I think that's a
So,
great idea to reach out to the colleges. If, I don't know how you go about setting up a little, like an internship, like for a Parks and Recreation. I know Slippery Rock has a Parks and Recreation, you know, major. So you get somebody, a college student from there, a junior, you know, that's looking for some experience, and you hire them for a month, intern, you know, to intern.
so, because that has been vacant for some time. So, I mean, that's really up to the board to decide, or even council. I'm not sure how that goes. Trish, how would that go?
I have brought up a couple of times the need, you know, because we do not have a recreation department in this town. I would love to have an intern who could help us get a lot of these things, to be our point person to get these things going and do the busy work of the phone calls and things like that. You know, if you have a contact at Slippery Rock, I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I do.
But
Bruce
like, right,
Bolivar.
yeah, you know, I think the town, you know, I know the environmental committee had requested, maybe Tricia, you might know better than I exactly who, an intern for the summer or something, and that, you know, we're dealing with limited resources and who can get the proposal in first and those sort of things. So this is the kind of thing when I say, you know, I think that I'm so hopeful for what can happen and what's going to come in the next year or so in terms of recreation and culture in the town, that we need to put the work in and not just show on the first Monday of the month. Like this getting a proposal together to get the intern, to get the council to commit to the money to pay an intern, all those things takes a lot of some
Hoop
research
jumping, yeah.
and some time and writing and a couple of meetings, and it's more than just the 2 hours we spend together once a month.
Well, I'd be glad to call Slippery Rock and investigate how that, I have no clue how that works. I've never, you know, done anything like that, but I can start the wheel turning there.
Mhm.
We use local government academy for the summer interns, and if we can, I mean, it's not quick, but next year, in the January, February frame, if we put a proposal together, we could have an intern for about 9 weeks. If it's a program that's selected.
Wait, I'm not, so next year you're talking about, right?
It's
This
just an
all takes a while.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I'm just clarifying.
yes.
So, and this is through the community government,
It's through the local government academy, yes. That's how we have the intern we have for this summer who's working in the administration department, who's helping with National Night Out. We got him through local government academy.
Well, let's start that. If it takes time, when do you start it?
The applications need to be submitted. I think John submits them in January.
Okay. So that would be something, yeah, to get the ball rolling on.
But in the meantime, if you have other options, absolutely, they could be entertained.
Well, I'll call Slippery Rock and see, you know, what their procedure is, because I think the police department they have the social work intern. They were talking about it. Hampton has some a social work intern from Slippery Rock. So we can look at the Parks and Recreation Department for that purpose as well.
Deborah, that'd be great.
Sure, I'll call up there.
Thank you.
We're gonna skip all the way down to council.
Okay, well, hold on, Libby's here.
Oh, Libby's here. I didn't see Libby. Libby.
Yeah. She just joined us.
Okay, Libby, sorry about that.
No, I thank you so much for running this. I apologize to everyone. They threw in a quick negotiations for school board meeting on a Monday, and they promised we'd be done by 7:30. And I said, because I have to leave then. And of course, I'm embarrassed to say it's still going on. And I finally thought I just need to leave.
I know that's important. I know.
So yes. So Dawn, thank you for running it and continue. Although, were you just talking about Community Day, or why was I being called on?
We were getting ready to talk about Community Day.
Okay.
Just in the nick of time.
I was
Excellent.
so sorry about that,
But
Libby.
before we leave meeting spaces, Trish, sorry, Libby. I'll look at that spreadsheet with you and see what you have. And I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to making a few phone calls or, and trying to sort through that. And Amy, if you have something, and I don't know if the library has anybody that has any interest in updating that list for the library as well. Maybe we could work in partnership with that.
I will do the fire halls because I said that would be fun and stuff for bingo. So I could easily do the fire halls. So
great.
That I think if we could kind of mesh stuff together, maybe we can get, some part of the list done. So yeah, I'll do the fire halls.
Okay, that's a big chunk. That's great.
So.
Yeah, and see what, all is available there.
Right.
Trish, if you want to send me that spreadsheet, or we can talk about it. And Amy, if you have anything or anybody that has any interest at the library in collaborating on that.
Okay, Libby, you're up.
So we have another meeting coming up. One good piece of news I have is that with the more and more people being vaccinated and this being an outdoor event, things are looking up for McCandless Day. So they've gotten some food trucks. We're going to have a 5K run, a car cruise. We're going to have fireworks, food trucks. We're going to have a veterans appreciation. So those are the things that we're looking at right now. Music, it just really is coming together a little bit nicer now that a lot more people are able to participate in things, especially it being outdoors and with more and more people being vaccinated. So we have another meeting coming up. I think it's next week. I have to look at my calendar and then we'll know even more.
Can I ask a quick question?
Please do.
This is for my neighbor. Are the fireworks being put off where they are usually put off from at the township building? Yes. Okay. Because I know the car cruise and stuff is at NAI, but the fireworks will be okay.
Yes, we were looking at some other things, but the car cruise works out well at NAI, and we couldn't get I think we were originally thinking of North Park and a Grove, and it was already taken for the run. So we moved it to NAI, and it just seemed like it would be, we have parking and so forth there. So that's going to work out well. But yeah, we are trying to stick with the other things. And the Community Day meeting will be at 3:00 on the 15th is our next meeting. So it really seems to just every meeting keep coming along a little bit more and better. And we keep sort of adding a couple of things. It's not going to be huge this year like previous years, though. Do not misunderstand what I'm saying, but it's at least made some real progress, and we are going to have one, which I'm thrilled over. I think people are really going to love seeing the fireworks. The sort of biggest problem we had is, they're in the evening, and so we have these other things that'll take us, until about maybe 2. So there is a gap. So we were going to get in some food trucks so people can come, have dinner, have some music, and then there'll be fireworks, was the plan.
And the Heritage Center will be open for extended hours that afternoon as well. I know Sandra and Trisha and I and John and Bob have been working very hard on getting the 5K organized. So start talking it up, let some folks know. We're hoping for good turnout to make this part of our events every year. And, you know, we're talking about doing it, you know, a red, white and blue Patriot, you know, kind of run. So everybody's going to be encouraged to wear the red, white and blue. And I think it'll be a fun event. We're also going to have a 1 mile, you know, fun walk and youth events as well for the 5K. So there'll be a lot of fun stuff going on in the morning.
I just want to add, if anybody for any of these activities ever wants a scout troop to do a flag ceremony, I have access to Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and can pretty much always get a group together to do that for any of these things.
We are hoping for the 5K that, you know, once we had everything set, we were going to reach out to the Scout and Girl Scout troops to help with the aid stations and with some of the events of that. You know, we'd love to have, you know, some Cub Scouts or Girl Scouts or Brownies, you know, passing out the water and things like that. I think would be a great thing for them to do. The other thing I forgot to mention about the 5K, we are going to make it a free registration for veterans and first responders also.
Oh, that's great. The ROTC, I guess you might know that too. They do the flag ceremony as well, if you need. And the band, I think, would send somebody or send a little contingent.
Okay, it's all you, Trish. Council update.
Yep. Well, the EAC had a couple of different things coming. They had a walk, that sort of thing. Nothing coming forward that would involve the entire community that I'm aware of. Technology advisory with the Channel 98. I'm still, to be honest, I think with that situation, it's going to be more of them approaching us saying, what have you got for us, when they're ready for us. So we're kind of in a holding pattern on that. The Heritage Center is open with regular hours, which is very exciting. And they have a program coming with the art of Meg Dooley. And, you know, for some reason, I didn't write the date down. Amy, do you have the date of that? It's coming up in July, I think.
Off the top of my head, I think they were looking for an opening. Like there's a Friday night event and then a Saturday event. I thought it was in June though.
Okay.
Maybe I can pull it up here real quick.
Yeah, they are, you know, this will be a time when you can do some hands-on participation and, you know, enjoy the work of a local artist, which is great that she's being highlighted here at the Heritage Center. Friday, June 18th and Saturday, June 19th. That's right. I couldn't be here another weekend. I have to be on. I was going to miss it.
Okay, so Terry, you're up with McCandless welcome packets. How are they coming? Is she on mute?
Yes, she is.
Okay, Terry, Terry.
Yes, sorry about that. I unmuted finally. Sorry about that, Dawn. You know what, Pat's gentleman he had working on that stepped off it, so we have to find another person. He thinks he has someone, but he's still working on that. So that's kind of where we are with the welcome packet. It's just to do the graphics. So we had a person that was very talented at that, and he wasn't able to do it because he got called out of town for work. So we're working on getting another person to put that together.
Terry, I wonder if that's something that we can ask Dawn to solicit from our volunteers, if somebody is interested in helping with getting the, you know, the welcome packets, even if we get back to the basics of what we've had before, just to, you know, get the process in place of creating the packet, getting the volunteers together to fill them, and getting them in hands of the folks moving in. There's a lot of movement in the town of McCandless. I'm speaking as a realtor here. You know, there's a lot of people properties changing hands, and we'd love to get all these new residents welcomed to the town here this summer. I'm not sure, Dawn, if you and Terry can talk and see what our volunteers can do now that we can be in person to get that going.
That would be great. And I'm, again, very willing to contact the volunteers. It just has to be detailed enough so I could share with them what their responsibilities and what they would need to do. So again, you know, please email me, text me about the needs, because we do have about 23 people that would like to be involved in our community. So
Do you have like a little form, Dawn? Like, or you just want people to just send you like a text explanation?
yeah, you just that's just send me your need. They don't need to be a form. It just say, hey, you know, hey, we're looking for, you know, 3 people do traffic, or about 2 people or 3 people to
Yeah, graphic
it.
arts, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Terry, I got,
Yes, Christine.
while you're here, can you ask Pat if he wants to do call-in with Matt on July 1st for bingo?
Yes, I will talk to him. I heard he was doing that earlier, so I'll talk to him about it.
I did email him and Matt I just never heard back. He probably saw the title and said, I don't think so.
Oh, well, I'll ask him about it, Christine. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because Matt said he would do it, so hopefully Pat will come and
I can't imagine Pat saying no with Matt's doing it. You know? So
together.
I'll
All right,
talk to him
so-
about it. I'll let you know, okay?
Thanks.
Is there anyone from the public at this meeting?
Deb?
Okay, well,
From the public.
The only one.
I don't know. I'll volunteer as a public person. What's up?
Okay,
Deborah,
Deb.
do you have any comments, please?
Oh, public comment. No, I made my comments. I'm gonna just zip it.
Okay, well, we'd love to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Well, have a happy 4th. Everybody
Okay.
safe.
Happy
Bye.
4th.
I'll get you some more tomb.
Christine, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, Zetta.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Dawn.